that he died and on the third day he rose. So you also believe that all power was given to him, the power and the ability to change your life. You also believe that. And because you have stated that you believe that, you are now classified as brethren. So he said, listen, brethren, I've got to give you some facts. I've got to give you some things. I've got to talk to y'all about some things and show y'all some contextual value in some stuff of how you are to do what it is that you do. This is how it goes. He says, listen, therefore, my beloved brethren, 1 Corinthians 15:58, always look in the word with me to make sure that I don't jump over anything. Let's dissect it. He says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, stay loyal, he says, unwavering, unmovable. Don't you allow yourself to be moved, always abounding, keep a plentiful supply in the work of the Lord, he says. Keep a plentiful supply in the work of the Lord. Don't you let what you do for the devil end up being more than what you do for the Lord. I was watching a video this morning. It was a fight that kicked off. This was just a couple of days ago on an airplane in Austin, Texas. It was a fight that kicked off. It was a black man and a white man. The white man actually threw the first punch, but you know they was talking trash about black people, even in the comments and all. But the white guy was actually the one that threw the first punch. They had an altercation that took place, and all in the background, all you could hear, it was funny to me, but it wasn't funny. All you heard in the background was somebody saying, "No, stop! Don't let the devil use you. Don't let the devil use you." What was humorous to me about it is that is a famous quote that we use. That's something that we say all the time, and we say it in a, kind of somewhat of a funny way, but it is real true. Stop! Don't let the devil use you. Please don't make yourself available. Don't yield to what it is the enemy wants you to do. Don't yield to that. Maybe if we would take more note of that, and maybe if we would bring ourselves to a place in that, we might could stop some of the stuff that's going on. Don't let the devil use you. A lot of times, if you around me, you'll hear me talk out loud to myself. I say stuff like that. Don't say that. Don't say that. That means that it's something that's done hit the mind that wants to come out. Delphine, don't do that. That means it's something that done hit the mind that wants to come out. And I'm saying, no, don't do that. Basically, what I'm saying to myself is don't let the devil use you. So Paul is saying to them, he says, always abounding. Keep a plentiful supply of your work in the Lord. Then he goes on to say, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So how do I know that my labor is not in vain? How do I know that what I'm doing is not in vain? When in fact that I am steadfast, he gives those points, and it is literally proving what he's saying. When I am steadfast, when I am unmovable, and when I am abounding, then I know that I am in the work of the Lord. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I don't have to question about whether I am doing what it is that I should be doing. If I am steadfast, unmovable, and abounding in rather. It is when we get in places where we are not being steadfast that we get confused. That when we get into this place of doubt, when we're not steadfast, when I'm not praying like I should be, when I am not engaging or interacting with the Holy Spirit like I should be, then I begin to question the position of where I am. I begin to question whether it is a work of the Lord. When I am, when I'm movable, when I keep letting things move me, I keep letting my emotions and all sway me into whichever way they want to take me. Sometimes I feel like a nut, and sometimes I don't. And my day is depicted on how my emotions are. That's when I'm movable. And when I'm movable like that, I can't tell you that I am in the work of the Lord. I am then battling with the fact, am I in the work of the Lord? Where am I? Am I literally, man, am I saved for real? Or what's really going on with me? See, it begins to bring on a doubt, but he says to them, if you stay steadfast, if you stay unmovable, and if you always keep a plentiful supply, then in the work of the Lord, then you are going to know that your labor is not in vain. You are going to know there is nothing that you can give your all and put your all in and literally walk away and think that I have done this in vain. There is no such thing. It is not going to be in vain. Now, you may not see the fruits of it until at a later time, but it is not in vain because you did what needed to be done. You were committed, which means you were steadfast and you remain loyal even when situations came to cause disloyalty. You still remain loyal. When you could have blasted them, you did not blast them. When you could have walked away, you did not walk away. When you could have, should have, would have, but you did not, you remained steadfast. When you could have moved, everything inside of you was telling you to move, but you did not move. When you stayed there and you went through what you needed to go through, unmovable, he says, and when you abound, when there was a plentiful supply, when there was a making sure that I still keep the word of the Lord going in my ear, making sure that I still spend time with God, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how difficult it is. Even if I got to be like the woman with the issue of blood, and I gotta crawl to you, Lord. I gotta imagine I can't even walk because I got so much stuff going on. It's so much stuff coming at me, but I gotta slide my way, slither on the floor just to be able to get to you. I'm still going to make sure that I am steadfast and unmovable and abounding in the work that has been given unto me, because my labor can't be in vain. My change can't be in vain. Listen, y'all, you better hear me this morning. I refuse to let my change be in vain. That's the reason why I sound so like I do. It sounds like a lot of times, oh, she's so hard or what have you, but I refuse to let my change be in vain. I refuse to let the fact that I stopped a lot of stuff and it be in vain. I refuse to allow the time I spend in prayer. I refuse to allow the times that I give. I refuse to allow the times that I preach the gospel. I refuse to allow the times that I read the word of God. I refuse to allow all the times of fasting and all to be in vain. I refuse for what I have done to count to nothing. I refuse, and you have to have that kind of mentality. I told y'all this morning that I'm talking to you about winning in life. This is how you win in life. Continuing on, this is how you win in life. You've got to be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. That's how you win. I'm not gonna quit. You want me to quit, but I ain't gonna quit. You want me to stop, but I'm giving gas, baby. I'm not going to stop. You tired of hearing me? Well, I'm sorry. Go somewhere else, because I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep talking about this Jesus. I'm gonna keep talking about these principles. I'm going to keep on talking, and I'm going to keep working these principles because I know for a fact that they work. I know for a fact that they'll bring you out of a dungeon. I know. How you know, Pastor? I know because they brought me out. He delivered me with what is called a mighty hand. He brought me out. He didn't just come in and just say, listen, let me get their feet. No, he had to come in with a mighty hand to get me because of the fact of the place and the positions that I was. I was deep ducked off over in sin, and God had to come in and get me. He had to use a mighty hand. And see, there may be some people that you're just resting on the tip of the tongue when it comes to sin. But baby, let me tell you about a young lady named Delphine. She wasn't just on the tip of the tongue. That chick was down in some sin. She was like Jonah down in the belly of the whale, and he had to come and to get me. And so that's the reason why I plan to be ye steadfast. I plan to be unmovable, and I plan to always abide in the work of the Lord. I plan to stay there. That is how you win in life. In anything that you are doing, if you will be steadfast, I don't care. You don't want to get up and go to your job. Get your butt up and be ye steadfast. Be ye unmovable, and always abound in what it is that you are being paid to do. You got to have a willingness and a tenacity in order for you to win in life. If you always caving in, Paul is letting them know, look, stop caving in. Stop giving in to what you feel. Stop giving in to the struggles that are coming about. Stop giving in to the things that do not bring life to you. Stop giving in to the thoughts that are literally murdering you. Stop giving in to those things that don't profit you. Stop giving to those things that does not prosper you. Stop giving in to those things that are only depleting you. Stop giving in to those things and be ye steadfast. Be unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. This is what he's saying to them, and this is what I am saying to you today. I am, and I have made a decision. I am, and I have made a decision. I am, and I have made a decision to be ye steadfast, unmovable, and to always abound. Why? Because I don't want to go back on anything. I don't want to go back. Why would I want to go back into something that drove me to God anyway? If it was so good, then it wouldn't have driven me away. If it was so good, I wouldn't have went to an altar crying my heart out. If it was so good, I wouldn't have literally been a broken person. If it was so good, I wouldn't have literally been in a place where a psychiatrist would have said to me, Delphine, you not ever be right again. Oh, for real, buddy? Well, she's right now. That's what she is. She's right now. But he said, you not ever be right again. So if it was so good, then it wouldn't have been something that I had to leave. It wouldn't have been something that I desired to leave. If it was so good, I wouldn't have had to be masking stuff. If it was so good, I wouldn't have had to be masking if it was so good. What you mean masking? I wouldn't have been getting high if it was so good. If it was so good, it would have been natural, because what I got now is natural. There was no preservatives. There are no additives. It's natural, baby. It's natural. It is. It's natural, and it's like Tony said, it feels good. Yes, it is to be in this place. So if it was so much better, then I wouldn't have had a desire to leave it. So charge me all you want. Get upset all you want, but I don't plan on going back. I don't want to, and I'm scared to. Those are my two reasons. I don't want to, and I'm scared to. I don't want to, and I'm scared to. Those are my two reasons. So I say to you this morning, continue on, okay? I don't care where you are, where you've started. You may not be made but 2 steps from where you used to be, but I want to encourage you this morning, continue on. Continue on. Be ye steadfast. Develop some loyalty about yourself. Stop it now. Develop some loyalty about yourself. Find something in somebody that you can be loyal to, if it's nothing but to be loyal to yourself. Some of y'all so crooked you ain't even loyal to yourself. You sit there and lie to yourself. You know for a fact you a liar, but you keep telling yourself, I don't tell lies. I don't tell lies. You're lying now. I don't play. I don't. You so disloyal that you're disloyal to yourself. Literally cheating and stealing from yourself. Future has been set in the air for you to be able to see. God has given you an expected end. God has sent prophets in your midst in order to talk to you concerning the things he desires to do in your life. He's even shown you some of what he desires to do in your life, but you are steady lying to yourself, won't even allow yourself to go after what it is that's set for you. So listen, 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 Lisa, listen to me. I'm telling you, you gotta be ye steadfast, unmovable, and always abounding in the work of the Lord. It doesn't matter if you are only 2 steps away from what you used to be. It may be breathing on your shoulder, it's just that close to you. I mean,